Sounded like wood knocks.
Oh my gosh. See?
Emergency evacuation.
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is...
This video is from Degenerate Wilderness, a small and rather new YouTube channel that is known for rugged camping trips, questionable weather choices, and a kind of chaotic charm that makes every upload feel like a near-death experience with decent audio. They start off upbeat, arriving at a place called Rattlesnake in Ohio. Spirits are high.
We made it to Rattlesnake down in somewhere Ohio. It's pretty good. Got the string lights from Amazon. Wetsuits right there. Tarp we're gonna throw up. I just got this note. Which one is it? Nemo something.
Moonlight Elite.
Yeah.
Nemo chair.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. About a pound. Not bad at all.
Very expensive though, but
yeah, really expensive. We just got, all three of us, upgraded our sleeping pads because the Amazon ones were not cutting it. Look at that. That's a sleeping pad.
There's banter about upgraded sleeping pads, string lights from Amazon, and fancy lightweight chairs. Everyone's cracking jokes, flexing new gear, and brushing off the incoming storm like it's a minor inconvenience. But that vibe doesn't last long.
Let's get the fuck out of here. We gotta go. Christian, come on. Is this the right way?
wait, might be more left.
I think it's
right.
left. Yeah, I think it's that way. Emergency evacuation.
Evacuation.
80-mile-an-hour winds.
This is insane.
Flying debris.
The weather starts to turn fast. Thunderstorm warnings go from maybe later to run now. What was supposed to be a typical camp turns into a full-blown evacuation. Winds are clocking in at over 80 mph. There are tornado warnings, flying debris, and still, the mood is half panicked, half laughing it off. They try to make it to the car, but realize they left the key behind. And just like that, a stupid mistake turns into a real problem. They argue over who's going to go back for it. No one wants to. Nobody feels safe heading back into the woods alone. And understandably so, trees are bending sideways, hail the size of golf balls is starting to fall, and lightning is lighting up the sky like something out of a disaster movie. The decision is finally made, and they all go together. There's no other choice. What follows is a shaky, frantic return through the storm. Rain is coming down hard, the trails are muddy, and they're genuinely unsure if their camp or anything they left behind is going to be there when they get back. When they finally do get back to camp, it's a mess. But somehow, not a total loss. The lights are still on. The tents are still standing, more or less. Firewood survived. It's almost hard to believe. There's a kind of dazed relief among the group as they take stock of what's still there and what needs restaking or drying out. Later, talk turns to a weather report. 14 people had died the night before in nearby Kentucky due to tornadoes. The storm wasn't just dramatic, it was deadly. And suddenly, the decision to camp in the car instead of the tent doesn't seem so soft. This encounter didn't feature lights in the sky or mysterious creatures in the woods, but it's got its own kind of energy. Real danger, real stakes, and a group of people navigating the fine line between thrill and stupidity. Like always, let me know what you thought of this encounter. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. Uploaded on July 10, 2025, this video from the Northwest Wind dives deep into one of Pennsylvania's most active Bigfoot hotspots. After spending 3 sweltering days camped in a remote section of a vast state forest, the creator sets the tone with equal parts sarcasm and sincerity.
We are in the most active Bigfoot zone in Pennsylvania right now, and tonight we are going to try and summon Bigfoot to this campsite. So it's the last night of my trip at this lovely campsite. I've been out here for 3 days. Very moist, tired, flummoxed. We've eaten good, we've slept not good. We are out here in north central PA. I don't want to give away the state forest that I'm in. It's also along a very popular watershed with fishing and recreation and all kinds of stuff. Very, very isolated, but also a very, very big draw. If you're looking for Bigfoot and Sasquatch sightings, there's a very big concentration of those in this area. I'm out in Pennsylvania all the time. I've only had one encounter in Pennsylvania where I was not sure what I had encountered. It was something that's a human. It was a noise that I could not explain that sounded very ape-like, like but also from far enough away that I had no semblance of really what it was or what it looked like or how big whatever it was from the top of a ridge in a steep river valley, kind of like one I'm in now. Since I've already been here for 2 days, camp is already set up. I filmed another camp last night. Tent set up, bed stuff. I slept in it last night. I do have some firewood, so we're going to build a nice, delicious, cozy fire tonight. I finally broke down and bought myself a thermocell, and let me tell you, I did not know what I was missing out on. I've put on so much bug spray the past 2 days that I've been out here that literally, like, it was burning my eyes and burning my forehead, and my hands were so moisture, chafing, and it still was not keeping them away. I think it has about a 15-foot radius, and it's working like a charm. I'm not endorsing this product. It's not a product placement. I'm just telling you I bought a thermocell, and it's working pretty good.
The trip was both an experiment and a tongue-in-cheek nod to cryptid lore. The host references his own Bigfoot philosophy, leaning into the possibility without pledging full belief. In his words, Bigfoot is either real or not, and both are entirely plausible given the unexplored nature of places like north central Pennsylvania. The campsite, while basic, was strategically chosen, isolated, down a dead-end road in the heart of a state forest measuring over 145,000 acres. It's an area with a high concentration of Bigfoot sightings.
Give you a little tour of the campsite. I'm set up over here. It's literally been 92 degrees for the past 3 days out here, so very hard to sleep, very moist. Luckily, I have my USB fan. I did not put my fly on my tent just for breathability's sake. Sleeping with both doors and walls completely open. Last night was absolutely miserable, so it is what it is. I got one more night. We're going to fish again tomorrow and then go home and hopefully hang out with Bigfoot for a few minutes. Nice and secluded campsite, though. Got a fire ring, which is nice. I did bring some wood. Gonna collect some little kindling and punky logs, and we're gonna get a fire going after dinner. Got a nice campsite here. We are at the end of this road. The road dead ends right there. We are in a state forest, and I have the truck with me, meaning I'm able to be bougie. I've got power station in there. We've got the Yeti cooler, and we're down at the end of this road, but also down in this little hock down here. So I'm asking all of you. I don't know if I believe cold-hearted truth, fact, 100% in Bigfoot or Sasquatch or some kind of bipedal primate style creature figure that lives in small populations in desolate rural areas. I see it as being very plausible or possible. I don't say it's impossible because it's definitely not. There's a lot of videos that you could tell are fake. There's a lot of videos and photos that are questionable, and there's a lot that are like, is that real? In my mind, there's only two possibilities. Either it's real or it's fake. We haven't explored every square foot of even Pennsylvania, for example, where I am right now. So could it be out there? Yes, I guess.
To increase the odds, traditional lures were offered. An apple skewered on a high tree branch, and half a hot dog placed nearby. These gifts, commonly mentioned in cryptid circles, were intended to pique the interest of whatever may or may not lurk in the trees. Throughout the night, several attempts were made to trigger a response.
We're going to do this a few times throughout the night, including once right before we go lay down. And apparently, Bigfoot are very much communicative creatures, so they say, and will communicate with wood knocks. I've heard some things that resemble wood knocks before, but never really attributed them to Bigfoot. So we're going to knock on these trees a couple times and see if we get a response, or see if once we do it a couple more times and we're in our tent, or just once everything becomes quiet, if we hear any in return or hear any in general. This state forest is 145,000 acres, all mountainy, hilly river valleys. If there's going to be something in Pennsylvania and there's this many sightings per capita, why would this not be a great place to encounter one? I know this might be a goofy video idea, but I know I'm a goofy person, but I believe that I could possibly believe, so I am trying to take this somewhat serious and do what I have seen and heard works, which is, yeah, an apple and sacrificing food, as well as wood knocks. We're going to clack some rocks together, and we're also going to do some whoops. Do some whoops right now. I'm going to do my own best version. Whoop! Whoop!
Tree knocks, rock clacks, and classic whoops. Though the effort sometimes veered into parody, the mood occasionally shifted. Especially in the early morning hours, something odd happened.
Been asleep for a while. Something just startled me up. I don't know what it was that woke me, but I was having deep, vivid dreams. And all of a sudden I was just wide awake. And I heard something I want to say sounded like wood knocks. Very close. Maybe a couple 100 yards up the hill. Like, close, though. I thought I heard it once. Then I heard it again. Like, go back and watch my wood knocking. That's what it sounded like. Like, intentional wood knocking sounds. I haven't heard it since, but it's 100% what it sounded like. Just before 5 a.m. I've actually been sleeping pretty good tonight. I did wake up to pee a few times and heard those knocks. Thought I heard what was... I don't know if it was just a growl of something, but something made a noise. But nothing that felt anything close to like, it was like but it was like not a 7-foot tall hairy man sound. It's about 5:30. Light enough out right now, where I'm just gonna get up, bite the bullet. I think just laying here for 40 more minutes-ish till my alarm goes off is not going to do me any good, so we're going to get up and start the day.
Around 5 a.m., after drifting in and out of sleep, the host reported hearing distinct wood knocks twice. Not distant echoes or wildlife chatter, but purposeful, sharp strikes like the ones he himself had made hours earlier. Though brief and unconfirmed, it was enough to jolt him wide awake. By morning, things took somewhat of an eerie turn.
Let's go. Like I said again, I'm gonna bet that they're both still there. They're gone. They're both gone. The apple was up there. The hot dog was right here. That gives me the creeps, big time. It's daybreak, and I have more creeps than I did at any point during both of these nights I was out here. Let me see if the apple's down in these bushes or if something, maybe it fell, maybe something tried to take it and it went down, but I just got like a chill down my spine. So let's be realistic here. Odds are it was a squirrel or a raccoon or something that could easily climb the tree very much stealthily and quietly and took the hot dog or the apple off the branch. But just knowing that they were there, you know, about, I mean, you see how far behind me I was camped, you know, 100 feet, 150 feet, give or take. They were there and now they're not. I was convinced that they would still be there. That all right, well, there's that.
Both the apple and hot dog placed in separate visible spots had vanished. While squirrels or raccoons were the most likely culprits, their silent removal during the night only added to the mystery. The host admitted to feeling more creeped out in daylight, staring at the empty spaces where his offerings had been, than during the night itself. Despite brushing it off by joking, there was an undercurrent of sincerity. While nothing definitively paranormal occurred, the quiet strangeness of the night, the knocks, the missing food, the atmosphere left him wondering. Maybe Bigfoot really had stopped by, or maybe nature simply played along. The video, while laced with humor and frustration, never veered too far into gimmick. In the end, the trip didn't produce a creature sighting, but it did leave behind questions, chills, and a campsite missing its late-night snacks. And for the Northwest Wind, that might just be enough for now. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. On June 23, 2009, a group of friends parked beneath a quiet night sky found themselves facing something they couldn't quite explain. The video itself is posted by Hale Caden, a YouTuber known for covering UFOs and the paranormal, captures the strange, flickering presence of pulsing lights above them. At first glance, it could have been dismissed as a passing plane or some glitchy camera trick, but the longer they filmed, the harder it was to ignore the feeling that something was very off. The footage opens from the interior of a vehicle, a common enough setup, except their attention quickly shifts to the sky.
Yeah, looks like they recorded. Are there lights still there? Still in the same place. Can I borrow the headlight, please? Right, oh my goodness. See? Oh. 3. And in a different position. That's cool. I should get the telephoto and then zoom.
Above them, 3 orbs, glowing and shifting in brightness. The lights pulse erratically, never quite holding a consistent pattern. As they adjust their view, trying different angles and zooms, the lights don't behave the way typical aircraft would. They don't follow a trajectory, they don't blink in any recognizable sequence, and the most disturbing detail? Depending on where you stood, the orbs seem to change position completely. Trying to document the moment, they pass devices back and forth, struggling to capture the exact effect they're witnessing. Night vision, zoom lenses, smartphone cams, they try them all, but even through the lens, the lights appear to distort, bending in a way that makes it difficult to tell whether they're miles away or frighteningly close. Tension builds subtly, not with jump scares or theatrics, but with quiet, confused awe. They aren't running or panicking, they're just sitting around a campfire, filming the sky, watching something they can't explain hover silently above the treetops. It's not until someone notes how close the orbs seem through the telephoto lens that the tone begins to shift. What was weird starts to feel personal. Throughout the video, the lights appear and vanish, then reappear in new places, always pulsing, always slightly off. One of the most unsettling elements is how their placement seems to change depending on where the group stands. Walk 10 feet to the left and now the lights aren't even in the same spot. It's like they exist only from certain angles, visible but not quite tangible. They toss out ideas, lens flares, aircraft, even bugs mistaken for distant lights, but none of them explain the consistent shape, the movement, or the way the light itself seems to pulse organically. Even in the age of digital manipulation, this particular encounter feels raw and grounded, just a few people out in nature stunned into silence by something they never expected. And the comments? They're filled with speculation. Some believe it's a textbook UFO encounter. Others say they've seen similar lights in their own towns. Quiet, hovering, pulsing in the same eerie way. A few skeptics chalk it up to tricks of perspective or faulty equipment. But even those less inclined to believe admit that there's something about this one that's hard to shake. Whether you're a firm believer in the unknown or just enjoy a good mystery, this encounter hits that strange sweet spot. It doesn't scream extraterrestrial, but it does whisper something that keeps you up just a little longer than you meant to. In the end, nothing landed. No crafts descended. The sky stayed quiet, and the lights eventually disappeared. But in that fleeting moment, something strange happened above that parked car on a warm June night. And even all these years later, some still watch this video, wondering what exactly it was. On September 12, 2024, the YouTube channel Stay Haunted uploaded this footage. This encounter takes us deep into one of the UK's most notorious paranormal hotspots, the Balboy Forest. Ranked among the top 5 most haunted places in the region, it's said to be a hotspot for poltergeist activity, druidic cults, and unsettling disappearances. They're on a mission to locate a rumored altar hidden somewhere within the tangled woods. Once they're in the forest, things shift fast.
No, I think we need to get up.
Yeah, let's go up. Let's go up.
Right, which way we're going? Back the way?
Back away so then we know which way.
Right, back in the forest again. My light's having a meltdown. I don't understand why it's flashing like that. Because it's fully charged. What? Yeah, all the trees are all broken. Oh my god. It's crazy. Yeah, my things died. Here. Fully charged light. And it's dead. What the hell, like? Oh, I don't know what this is doing.
Hold on. We still need to get out there, but we're checking them out where we are.
My torch is dead. Look at this. Fully charged battery, charge of 4 left. And it's dead.
Right. We're here.
Uh-huh.
I want to get to here. So the meat was we go out here, out this tree line.
Yeah.
And then cut across, there's a big path there along the water, and then over to this building.
Okay.
And investigate that building, and then the druid altar's maybe up behind it somewhere. Like further up the pathway.
Yeah.
But see, originally what I had planned was we came in here and walk along this path here.
Mm-hmm.
So walk right along that, straight to that.
Yep.
But me and you
Are we in?
walked in here. And
Oh my
fucking,
God.
yeah, walked way in that middle of the forest.
Jesus. That's crazy.
So we need to find that.
They get lost almost immediately. Paths that were supposed to exist don't. Trees have fallen in unnatural ways. Light from their torches starts acting up. One device, fully charged, dies for no reason. The deeper they go, the more disoriented they become. They reference a dam, a river, and an old wall. Landmarks that feel half real, half forgotten. The further in they travel, the more it feels like they're being pulled into a space that doesn't want to let them go. They start hearing children's voices, multiple times.
The little girl likes you.
Little girl! Have you heard children's voices?
Right here, you know?
Yep, I heard it.
Hello?
Right, everybody, we have now just went in to do an investigation in the pitch black in Ballyboy Forest. We're now hearing stuff.
What was that moving?
This is crazy. Oh my god, he's seen something moving.
You got the other torch?
There's not many
Shine up
people.
there.
Not many people that can say that they've...
See up there where your torch is?
Yeah.
There's like a shadow or something just walked across and moved.
Shadow?
Yeah, like a shadow figure, like dark figure moved across there. Right where your torch is now.
Yeah, there. So, we're going to do a bit of an investigation because we just didn't want to leave. Because we couldn't find, obviously, the altar and everything. But we've had some crazy stuff happen already, like I tell you that. And even on the way here, mad stuff's been happening. So, let's do this and get spooky.
I'm gonna set some stuff up.
He's just using the torch here to put the equipment out. Like, look at this here, like, see when I turn round. As always, if you don't believe us, that's what I'm seeing right now. Oh my god. My camera's just like, nope. carpet over there. There's a carpet over there. There's a music box. Oh my god. This is crazy. I'm probably gonna have a sit down here.
Laughing, crying, somewhere in the dark. Then a new element creeps in. The sound of music where there should be none. A music box they placed down in the forest starts going off on its own. Not once, but multiple times. Often right after they ask for a sign. There's a real sense that something is toying with them, leading them in circles, mocking their attempts to navigate or document. They mention seeing shadow figures, hearing banging noises, and sensing something lurking just out of view. The camera jitters, torches flicker, every step becomes a gamble. Mud, branches, deep puddles, even quicksand-like swamp terrain. But the moment that pushes it from creepy to disturbing is when they stumble across children's clothes, damp, small, and freshly hung on a tree. No one remembers seeing them before. The group had passed this exact spot earlier in the night. There were no clothes then, and yet here they are, swinging in the wind like some kind of offering. Panic sets in, and they cut the investigation short and make a beeline for the road, only to get lost again. Everything looks the same. Everything sounds wrong. It takes them 2 hours just to escape. Back in the car, there's a strange kind of quiet. They're rattled, confused. The host tries to hold it together for the outro, but even then admits things got too dark, too fast. Bowboy doesn't need to scream to be terrifying. It doesn't chase you. It just waits. And somewhere in the middle of that forest, they never did find the altar. But maybe it found them. Paranormal Discovery returned to a notorious location known simply as the Haunted Lake. Unlike previous trips, this time the host braved the haunting woods with his loyal dog Kia, and what followed was a night of escalating tension, disturbances, and an encounter with something utterly unexplainable. He begins with a review found online, where a previous visitor claimed to have been chased from the area by an unknown figure.
I'm back. I'm alone. The only thing I got with me is my dog child. We're gonna go camp out over at the Haunted Lake there. That's a place where a lot of paranormal stuff goes down. Now, Angelo found a review of some guy. I don't know if this guy was trolling or not, but after our first time coming here, we found a review stating that some guy came and was chased out by someone lurking in the forest here. I have no idea if that's real. Kind of seems weird and odd to me, but it's a legit review. Someone wrote that. I mean, if there is people out here or somebody trying to scare people out, then we're kind of fakey. Anyways, we made it. I've been driving for about 10 to 12 minutes down this dirt path, and we finally just pulled up. I'm maybe like a 10-minute drive up the road from Haunted Lake. I'm completely by myself. No other human is with me. Angelo, in fact, I'm pretty sure he's back in Ontario as of right now, as I'm speaking, legit. And yeah, it's just me and Kia. So we're gonna take on the spot alone. I mean, I'm gonna drive up there right now, but the weird thing is we know that there is something lurking up in here. I don't know if it's a person, but I do remember when I came with Angelo, we went up to where the Haunted Lake is located, where the actual haunted stuff goes down. We were just checking it out, but I remember coming back to the campsite and our camp was ransacked. It was looted. Nothing was really taken, like nothing important, but somebody ransacked it. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. It's Kia's first time here, so what I'm gonna do is drive up to the site, set up the tent, have a little cookout, and yeah, take on the night, because man, it's gonna be another one of those nights, guys, where we don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Kia, you ready? We'll go? We'll go for an adventure. Let's go. We gotta go up. What's up, baby? What's going on? No, we're not walking that way. That's the way back. We gotta go this way.
At first it seems absurd, but the uneasiness that settles in once he arrives suggests otherwise. Despite this, he pushes forward, determined to set up camp near the same lake that's been linked to various unexplained phenomena, including shadow sightings and disembodied voices. As he navigates deeper into the wilderness, that heavy atmosphere never lifts. The woods are unusually silent. No chirping insects, no birdsong, just an oppressive stillness that makes the natural sounds of the environment feel like a distant memory. Kia, normally alert to people and animals, appears unusually subdued, paying attention but not reacting in the way she typically would around human presence. This change alone puts the host on high alert. While collecting firewood and preparing a simple camp meal, strange sounds begin echoing through the woods.
Okay, so I've been hearing something down there. It's coming from that way now. At first, I thought I heard like a Bigfoot thing down there, but there's something coming from down there. Watch out there, Kiki. We're not going down that way. It's kind of sketch because I don't want her going down there. Come on, babe. Come on, babe. Let you go. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Just like that. Okay. Hello?
Whistles at first seem natural, possibly birds, until they repeat with a precision that clearly indicates intention. It's not long before they evolve into patterns. A call and response that feel less like wildlife and more like mimicry. The host speculates whether these could be spiritual in nature or possibly linked to something even more enigmatic. He continues to sense a presence just beyond the edge of the campsite, watching, maybe even circling. At one point, a series of sharp, loud claps pierce the silence, followed by a long, guttural screech that stops him in his tracks.
Thought I just heard a whistle from behind the camera. It's coming from a haunted lake. The lake is that way. Hello? Oh! What the f was that? What the fuck was that? Holy shit! What the fuck was that? Oh, shit. Fuck's that? Fuck's that? Holy shit. That was a Bigfoot. Okay, back. No. Come, sit. I kid you not, that was a freaking Bigfoot call. Holy shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's not happening. No, that's not happening. That's not happening at all.
This isn't wildlife, he's convinced of that. It's a call he's heard referenced before in Bigfoot folklore, and it's coming from dangerously close. The panic starts to build. As the night deepens, so does the intensity. The fire crackles as he tries to stay calm, but the energy shifts again. This time it's heavier, darker. There's an emotional weight pressing in. The host describes feeling like his energy is being drained, like something unseen is attempting to connect or even take control. Goosebumps rise as his empathic sensitivity kicks into overdrive.
Man, I feel, holy shit, I feel like as soon as I pulled up and got out and started doing things here, like in this campsite, my energy started being pulled and drained. As of right now, I feel like something spiritual is it's hitting me right now. Like I have goosebumps. I legitimately have goosebumps right now. This is kind of bad. Yeah, you can see the goosebumps on me. Shit, man. Yeah, I have goosebumps, man. It feels like something is doing this to me. I don't know why, but it's trying to get my attention. Wow, sitting here, there is so much spiritual energy coming. So yeah, I could have heard a Bigfoot somewhere, but also right now, there's a lot of spiritual, like passed on people, probably somebody who used the land however hundreds of years ago. Man, I feel like my brain's just sideways right now. I don't know what this is.
He begins to question what exactly he's dealing with. Spiritual presence, a cryptid, or something blending both realms. As more sounds erupt, branches breaking, faint whispers, the same eerie whistle from before, he realizes he can no longer dismiss it. The threat, whatever it is real and near. At the height of the disturbance, a sequence unfolds that leaves him visibly shaken. The bushes rustle with something larger than any forest animal. Shadows dart in and out of the limited reach of his flashlight. The light begins to fail inexplicably, flickering just as movement is detected nearby. His equipment feels compromised, almost as though manipulated. Despite his growing fear, he ventures out with only a saw in hand for protection. From that point, the tension is palpable. The air grows thick, his nerves raw. He catches glimpses of a form, tall, unshapely, moving deliberately but always just out of clear view. Then in the distance, a shrill, piercing sound rings out. A final Bigfoot-like call that resonates through the trees, followed by an intense silence. The feeling shifts again. Whatever was approaching seems to back off, but the experience has already taken its toll. Deciding not to risk the safety of Kia or himself any further, he ends the investigation prematurely. His voice trembles as he speaks, affirming that something was out there. Whether it was the entity from the online review, a paranormal force tied to the land, or a creature of folklore, it left an imprint on him and on viewers. This encounter, documented with vulnerability and honesty, stands out as one of the most emotionally taxing episodes for the channel. It's not just the phenomena that haunts, it's the feeling of being truly watched, hunted, and drained by something that doesn't want to be understood. Paranormal discovery continues to push boundaries, and this entry into the haunted wilderness will linger long after the screen fades to black. What did you make of this encounter? I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Uploaded by Grassman58, this encounter takes us deep into the heart of Sasquatch Alley, a remote stretch of wilderness that's become synonymous with unexplained phenomena and cryptid sightings. Unlike many group investigations, this one begins as a solo effort. Grassman arrives alone, planning to stay for several days in a part of the forest he's never camped in before. It's springtime, and though the area is usually swarming with mosquitoes due to the slow-moving creek nearby, the conditions seem surprisingly bug-free for now. To deter unwanted human visitors and provide some peace of mind, he sets up 2 tents, even though it's just him. It's a subtle tactic. By creating the illusion of a group, he hopes to discourage anyone with bad intentions from approaching. One tent is for sleeping. The other houses recording equipment, including a Zoom audio recorder and a small GoPro pointed out toward the woods. Grassman has years of experience and a range of tents for every occasion, from backpacking to week-long excursions, and this trip is no exception. He's well-equipped, deliberate, and cautious. As the sun sets, he explores the area around his camp. There are signs of animal activity, worn paths leading down to the creek, and breaks in tree limbs that hint at frequent movement. He makes a note that these would be good locations for game cameras. His plan is to settle in, relax, and let the area speak for itself. Before nightfall, he performs a single wood knock, a controversial practice in the Bigfoot research community. For him, it's not about stirring things up, but simply sending out a presence, a kind of hello to the forest. Then he waits. By 9 p.m., exhausted, he calls it a night and heads to bed. His recorder is running in the second tent and his motion sensor lights are positioned on either side of his vehicle. Just after midnight, he wakes up to the sound of something or someone jiggling the handle of his vehicle.
I was dead tired, so I went to bed around 9 p.m. And my second tent, I have my Zoom recorder inside there. So I set up my Zoom recorder inside my secondary tent, and I went to bed. Somewhere around midnight, I woke up to hearing what I'm assuming is my door handle on my rig, like somebody was pulling on it, just slightly, you know. And I could hear something walking around, and I kept hearing the door handles jiggle a little bit. I have motion sensor lights set up on my rig, and one pointing in one direction, the other one pointing on the other side of camp. Each one would go off at certain points throughout that time period.
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word dark.
Something was walking around. I could hear it. So I slowly, while I was laying down, I slowly, you know, picked up my pistol, laid it down beside me, looked at my watch, and it was about 12:03 when I heard the thing start walking around.
When morning comes, Grassman begins to investigate. The thick grass and firm ground offer no footprints, and neither of his game cameras captured anything useful. But there is one clue, a small oily handprint on his car door, with what appears to be 4 visible digits. It's not massive, but it doesn't match his own either. He hadn't touched that part of the car in some time, and the surface had been cleaned before the trip. It's the only physical sign left behind, and it's more eerie for how subtle it is. He documents the print on camera and scans the rest of his vehicle. No other marks, no smudges, just the single handprint, left like a quiet reminder of what passed through camp that night. The forest, after all, may not always speak loudly. Sometimes it whispers. What makes this encounter particularly compelling isn't just the possible presence of something unknown, but the calm, almost procedural way it's handled. There are no jump scares or theatrics here, just a seasoned outdoorsman, alone in the woods, dealing with the unexplained one, careful step at a time. Grassman 58 doesn't claim to know what visited him that night. He doesn't jump to conclusions, but whatever it was, it watched, it listened, and it left just enough of itself behind to make sure he wouldn't forget it. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We got a lot of content planned for you, so you better have subscribed, because trust me, you don't want to miss out. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch, and with that, I'm out.